A lot of you are wondering what I do in Bangkok, Thailand in order to pay the bills and to survive out here. And what I currently do at the moment is I do remote sales as a full-time closer. And what my day usually looks like is I'd wake up around maybe 2 or 3 a.m., hop on my laptop, and take 2 to 4 calls in the morning. And then I hit the gym, eat some steak and eggs, and then go about the rest of my day just networking, go hanging out with friends, or boxing, or doing whatever I really like to do. Because with life, I believe you should just make your money and then go about the rest of your day just creating businesses or doing whatever you want to do. Not to just wake up, work, sleep, and repeat that for weeks end and not being able to do what you actually want to do. So with remote sales, it gives you that time freedom that you actually desire, as well as the money to actually fuel that lifestyle. So what even is remote sales in the first place, you might ask? Well, remote sales is basically just putting yourself in the position of money flow. So let's put it this way. We have people here who want to learn and kind of buy a course or a mentorship. And then we have the influencer over here who is teaching the mentorship or selling the course. Now, us as closers and setters, we're gonna be right in the middle of this transaction. Because this influencer can't talk to hundreds of thousands of people at once. They need some help, which is people like you and I, to actually help them get those transactions in, and we get a commission off those transactions. Now, sometimes these people are kind of on the edge. Maybe they're like, okay, I want this, but I'm kind of scared because it's my last few dollars, or I've never bought anything before, or maybe I don't want to take a risk to be uncomfortable and get out of my comfort zone. So our job as a salesman is to kind of just help them kind of see things in a different way, where they're like, okay, if I actually get into this course or this mentorship, I'll get new knowledge to actually help me increase my income in the long run. So we're just kind of we're the middleman of the kind of transaction where we kind of help people get over the edge and holding themselves back from actually improving their lives. So that's pretty much the basics of being a setter and closer and doing it remotely. But I'll kind of go over my journey with it personally. So around a year and a half ago is when I first learned about it online. And then as soon as possible, I was able to find an offer, which was kind of shit, to be honest. It was called like ELOS or something. And basically it was just this AI B2B business. And our job, or my job as a setter when I first got in, was to cold call these leads and to kind of have this pitch and try to set them up on an appointment with our closer on the offer. Now, I probably set around 15 appointments in a month, which is pretty bad, but I mean, the offer was pretty bad as well. So I made like $0 in the first month, and I was pretty like discouraged. Like I was like, oh man, this remote sales thing, it's not real. It's not gonna give me any money at all. So I thought of quitting for a while, but then I met this other guy and hopped on another offer, which I thought was a lot better. And this is when I actually kind of decided to go to Thailand. I was like, okay, this offer looks a lot better. I'm just gonna book a flight to Thailand, see what happens, and if nothing works out, I'll be able to throw my all into this offer and make it work no matter what. So that's what I did. I booked my flight to Thailand, which was a one-way, and I got to Thailand and I just put my all into this offer. And I actually did really good. I set around 30 to 40 appointments in the first month. And guess what? The closer had 0 closes. Out of all the appointments I set, I got 0 closes. I got $0. So I was now broke in Thailand, and I put my all into this offer and it didn't work out. So I just kind of moved on and just started doing some freelancing jobs online for maybe a month or two. And I kind of just quit that offer because I had bills to pay. I had to pay the apartment, food, water, electricity. Things were coming up and I had no money, so I had to find different outlets to kind of make money. So I just did like copywriting and stuff like that just for a little bit. And then I was networking in Thailand and was able to find a really good setting opportunity and kind of got on board with that. And then I finally made my first few dollars with setting and just kind of grinded that out for a few weeks. And I was pretty bad at first because it was an actual offer. And I was able to actually make a few really good sets and get a few good commissions. Oh, there we go. And I was actually seeing like, okay, this is actually gonna work out. And I know I was a setter at the time, but literally the first commission on that offer, because it was very brand new, I was the first one to get it closed because I had rent due the next week after I kind of got on the offer. So I had to get like a big paycheck. So instead of setting, I just started closing right when I got on the offer. And I was supposed to be setting, but I called up this one guy and he was like crying because this other offer didn't work out that he invested in. And I was able to kind of talk to him about the offer that I was selling. And then he just kind of bought on the phone. So I was like, okay, fair enough. And I was able to get a commission enough to pay my rent, electricity, water, and I was chilling. So that's when I realized that remote sales was something very profitable that I could actually get into, invest my time and energy into to actually level up my life. And I was doing that for around 3 to 4 months. And then I was setting a lot of really good appointments, but then I realized setting is not where the money is at. I was spending all my time calling these leads who maybe wanted to buy, maybe didn't. But then I realized being a closer is where the real money is at, because they're getting the calls that people want to buy, and then they close the deals and get 10% instead of 5% in like a base pay. So getting 10% of like a $6,000 offer, it's pretty profitable if you can become a closer. And why I actually love like remote sales in the first place is because you can literally work anywhere in the world. You can work on your phone, laptop, you can work at dinner, you can work in the office, you can work in bed. It doesn't really matter. And it really kind of depends if you want to be a setter or a closer. When you're a setter, I feel like you have a little bit more flexibility when it comes to where you work, because as a closer, you're going to be on a Zoom with clients that actually want to get on board. But as a setter, no one really sees you. You just maybe call them or text them, email them, whatever. So you have a little bit more flexibility with how you work. But with closers, you have like set times where you need to work, because you have to look at your calendar and see what calls you have booked for the day. And as a closer, I've been a closer for around 4 months as well. So I found closing to be a lot more profitable. I've had a lot of $1,000 days. I mean, I literally just made 1.5K today, and I literally only had 2 calls. So I mean, it's very easy to be a closer, especially if you have a really good offer and only a few calls a day. Then you only work like 2 hours to make like $1,000, and you just make it look like a cakewalk. So what I'm currently doing now is, since I'm only working 2 to 3 hours a day, I'm actually helping other people who actually want to learn remote sales, and I've actually helped a few people find offers and to get them on board with their first setting opportunity. That way they're able to kind of throw themselves in the water and be able to kind of get to where I'm at today. So if you do want to kind of learn remote sales as well, my Instagram is in my bio as well, so you can kind of just hit me up on there, and I'll be able to kind of help you out finding your remote sales opportunity, and then you'll be able to kind of get to where I'm at today, being a closer. But don't come in with a big ego thinking you're going to be a closer right off the bat, because even if I did that, I would have failed. I would have gotten out of sales, because being a closer is pretty hard. There's a lot of psychology, philosophy, and a lot of wordplay that you need to know to actually become a really good closer. So definitely starting out as a setter, if you've never been in remote sales, is the best bet, because you'll be able to learn the ropes, learn the basics, and actually feel how it be. You'll need the work ethic that a setter has to transition to being a closer, because being a setter, you need to work a little bit harder than being a closer. But once you have that work ethic and move on to closing, even if you don't have any appointments as a closer, you'll be able to set your own appointments and be able to close way more deals. So that's pretty much the gist of the video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll be looking forward to seeing you guys in the DMs, and I'll see you in the next video.